Hi, this is Norris of class CPT 310. Professor Lisa Sims is my instructor. This is my presentation for my final assignment for the online food ordering database. In this course, we were tasked with coming up with a database for online food ordering, which initially started with a data model. Following this process helped with the planning phase before building out our tables. It was very helpful to plan out this part of the project, as it makes it easier to decide relationships on paper before you actually start coding it. Another thing that I found was that the PHP, my admin application, was a lot more simpler than using the MySQL application to administer your database. Another perk of using that application is that it allows you to configure it via the web browser, which you'll see me work out of here. Alright, so let's bring up my database. So this database is called the createdDB.SQL. You can see several tables I've already created here. So I'm going to start out with the customers table first. As you can see, there's quite a list of customers here, which is typical of a business. Usually this is a lot larger than, usually this will be a lot larger than the examples I've added here. So in the customer table, you can see that I have several columns here. Customer ID, first name, last name, birthday, phone number, address, city, state, and points. I figure that this type of model will be general to a customer facing company. Capturing this data would allow them to reach out to customers and drive repeat business. I'm going to show you the structure tab next, which is an easy way for you to see what type of keys are listed under these columns. So for this particular table, customer ID just has one primary key. There's no foreign keys on this one. Next, I want to show you ways to actually manipulate this data here. There's two ways that I found. The first one was actually to insert it via the GUI, which you can type in your information here. This will be a lot easier for people who aren't really tech savvy. They can just just fill in these blanks here to get their data added. So for the sake of time, I've already done this before, so I can just simply pull up this information quite quickly and give myself 1,000 points. All right. So by clicking on Go, you can see that this row was added successfully. So when I click on the customer table again, I will see, yes, my name has been added. The second way I mentioned before is actually using a SQL statement. So this way is a lot easier when you have a bulk additions that you need to add. So you can have basically the same insert into customers table with the values of whatever the customer is, and you just basically repeat this. So it can be several lines of this code listed here. And when you're ready to go ahead and submit it by clicking Go, you'll see that that row was successfully added as well. All right, and we see, yep, Harry Potter was added to added as well. Next table I'd like to go through is the employees table. The employees table is less extensive than the customers. The basic information that we wanted to capture here was the employee ID, first name, last name, job title, the salary, who they report to, as well as the office ID, their location. In this structure, you'll see that it does have a primary key and some foreign keys. Foreign keys allow primary keys are basically constraints for a table that the admin can put into the table and force uniqueness. For this case, the ID, of course, is going to be unique. The foreign keys, which are used to like form links between data in different tables. That makes it a lot easier to join data for queries and such, or reports to an office ID. So if you did want to do a query of everyone that basically reported to a particular manager, you can do that. So I listed all of these to report to the same Yolanda executive secretary here. So I'll skip that part of it. The other tables I created was the orders table, which basically shows the orders that have been created by customers. You can see the customer ID here. Customer ID is a foreign key, which goes to, of course, the customer ID primary key here. Likewise for the notes section here. So if customers want to create a note in their order, they can do that here as well. Order statuses show process, shipped, delivery, delayed. The payments, of course, all the invoices, the date, the amount, the payment method. The payment method that I chose was credit card, cash, PayPal, Bitcoin. So we can capture that data there. And as you can see, the payments here, there's quite a few foreign keys associated to the payment ID. So that data will be easily searchable. Products, basically just a list of items that that a store would typically have. You can see their tables as well here. Last but not least is the table employee audit. I create this table so as employees are added to the team, we'll be able to capture that information here, as well as if for some reason they no longer employed with the company, if we delete them out of our table of employees, that information will be captured here. So that is actually set up by triggers. Trigger is basically a procedural code or database object that is automatically executed in response to a certain event on a particular table or view of the database. Triggers can be basically insert, update, or delete, which you can see that is attached to the employees table here. So anytime there is a new employee that we insert, you'll see a trigger where that data would be pushed to the audit table, as well as delete or update. So to demonstrate that, I'll just delete one of these employees here. Sorry about the geologist. Great to have you as a customer or as an employee, but we think we like you a little better as a customer. So we're just going to delete him. Sorry, you're fired. All right, and as you can see, before this was empty. Now it shows that there was data manipulated. There was a release of that employee here. All right. Last but not least, I wanted to show a quick way to export this whole database. So say that you want to keep copies of your database, which is actually a good rule of thumb, because things happen. Databases do become corrupted. If for some reason for your database was deleted, let me demonstrate this here. all your data will be gone. But with the import feature, you can basically choose your file, your most recent backup. Open this here. Click Go, and you'll see that all your tables and all the content has been restored. So that concludes my demonstration of my online orders database.